Welcome! In this series of short videos, we will look at topics common to both the PowerBasic console and Windows compilers. Today we will look at the array sort command. I've set up a small common library to allow us to display information on the screen from a program regardless of whether you're using the Windows or the console compiler. In today's video, we're going to look at the use of the array sort command. We're going to use this to sort a myfile.csv file, which contains details of first name, surname, address, telephone, and account number. We're going to take the approach of loading this file into an array and then using the array sort command to sort that array. So to make our life easier, we're going to reuse one of the libraries we created in a previous video, the PB file handling routines. Now this library has a very neat little function which can be used to read a text file from disk straight into an array. So the first thing we'll need to do is we'll need to dimension an array to contain our file. And we'll need to have a file name. So having dimensioned our array and set up our file name, we can now load the file straight into the array. So in our file handling routines library, we have a read the file into array function, which we can use quite happily to load our file. Now it takes only two parameters. First of all, the name of the file and the name of the array. So file name we've already set up, and all we need now is just to paste in the name of the array. So if this loads successfully, what we'll do now is we'll throw this file out to the log just to prove we've actually loaded it successfully. And we'll do that in a simple for next loop. And we will use the fun log command to throw this array straight out to the log. So we'll run this now. There's our data coming out onto the log. So we successfully loaded the data into the array. What we want to do now is to look to see how we can sort that array. So we're going to use the array sort command. We need to tell it which array we're going to be sorting. So we'll just paste that in. Now because our array text could have uppercase and lower cases, we'll actually set the collation to be uppercase, which means it will be a case independent sort. And in this case we'll want it sorted in ascending order. Now assuming that's been done, we'll just take the array we have sorted and we will fire it back out to the log. And this will just separate the two lists in our log. And there we have it. It has sorted the array, but it sorted it on the whole string. So effectively we've sorted on the first name. Now, while this works fine, you may not always want to sort on the very first part of the string. We may want to sort on, for example, the surname. So how do we sort on the surname? It's also put the header line in sorted as well, which we don't want. We want the header line remaining untouched. So how do we do that? Well, when you do the sort, you can tell it at which element to begin the sort. So since we know that the header line is array element 0, we'll start it at 1. So if we run that now, we'll see that the header line has not been sorted and still appears at the top of the list. However, we may not always want to sort just on the first name. What happens if we want to sort on the surname? How do we do that? Well, the array sort command can cope with that. We can sort on any of the fields. What we need to do, we need to set up a second array to contain the data in the column we wish to sort. We'll call this str array field. And before we do the sort, we'll want to populate that array with the data. However, the str array field has not yet been dimensioned, so we will redim the array to be the same size as the initial array. So now our second array is exactly the same number of dimensions as the first one. So what we're doing now is we want to populate that array with the column of data that we wish to sort. So since this is a CSV file, we can pull it out using the Parse command. Now the data in the CSV file does contain embedded commas inside quotes. The Parse command supports this quite happily. If you put in 2 double quotes with no delimiter, it will assume it's a CSV file and it will handle the embedded quotes and the commas for you. So all we have to say is which field we're interested in. So in this case, we're looking for the second field, which is the surname. So if we put a 2 in there, it will quite happily populate our new array with whatever is in the second field. Now, having done that, we need to change our array sort command slightly to accommodate that. Effectively, we are sorting the second array. Again, we're using the start at element number 1 so that we don't lose the position of the header line. We're still doing a collation of uppercase. But what we're doing now is we're using the tag array option, pointing at the original array. What the tag array means is whatever sorting we're doing on this array, the same elements are shuffled around in the tagged array. And we're still doing it ascending. So if we run this now and see what we get, we will find that the header line is still there. The sorting is now done by the surname. Now you can do this with any field. If we wish to do it on the account number field, which is the 5th column, we merely have to change this number to the column we wish to sort on and run it again. And now we are sorted on the account number. So we haven't lost any information, we've just resorted the array by whatever column we wish to sort it on. So as you'll see, the array sort command is very flexible. The other thing you can do is we're tying these two arrays together. Now, in our example here, both of these arrays are string arrays. They can, of course, be different types of array. Our second array could be a numeric array, and you would be sorting numerically. So, all in all, the array sort command is very flexible and will save you a great deal of time. That's it for today. Thank you for watching.